A little under an hour into the conversation, the topic shifts to her influence in the world of fashion. You would think that the biggest female rapper of all time would have been on the cover of American Vogue, Minaj said. But she hasn't. Last month Anna Wintour finally got wise and Nicki finally got her cover. It's a tidy microcosm for Minaj's career more broadly. A series of ambitions manifested through faith and sweat that laid the groundwork for our current bumper crop of female rappers and sketched out one potential path for the synthesis of hip-hop and pop music in the digital music era. When she was 5 years old, she prayed to become rich enough to buy her mother a house. Now 40 and a mother herself, Minaj has retreated from the public eye in recent years with little left to prove to anyone, even herself. Still, her appeal endures. The streaming release of Beam Me Up Scotty peaked at number 2 on the Billboard Charts more than a decade after its original DatPiff drop. Judicious remixes of Ice Spice's Princess Diana and Sexyy Red's Pound Town kept Minaj top of mind this year, as did an Aqua-remixing collaboration with Spice for the Barbie soundtrack that quickly found global success. Part of Nicki's charm is that she's always herself, first and foremost. Even when contorting her style to the form of EDM-readymades, she sounds like Nicki Minaj. Perhaps equally important, even with a plethora of sons running around, no one else's music sounds like Nicki. They bite the flows and the clothes, but amassing and deploying the resources required for heavily produced blockbuster albums requires more than mere creative inspiration. One person who doesn't see Minaj in her recent albums: Nicki herself. When I look back at a lot of my music, I'm like, oh, my God, where was the me in it? She told Vogue last month. For this album, I went back to the old game plan. The back to basics, I'm bringing back the old me, framing as a tried and true album cycle narrative, but it's jarring to hear coming from Minaj. If we've been listening to Nicki watered down, what does it sound like to hear Nicki fired up? Nominally a sequel to her 2010 debut album, Pink Friday 2 does not answer this question. Its sonic palette hews more closely to the textures of 2014's The Pinkprint and 2018's Queen, but largely fails to deliver the same intoxicating vulnerability or sharp-tongued bars. There are a handful of highlights, but the misstep feels particularly bizarre given some of the weakest songs stem from the same kinds of artistic decisions she's mocked in recent interviews. The tone is quickly set by the 1-2 punch of "Are You Gone Already?" and "Barbie Dangerous," which find Nicki rapping over barely altered tracks by Billie Eilish and the Notorious B.I.G. respectively. On the former, she sketches out an image of pre- and post-partum stress, exacerbated by the concurrent passing of her father.